Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today joining us at Huddersfield Golfer with mid-handicap golfer James, where last week we put an old head on young shoulders, an experienced golfer, you know, course management on a new golfer's swing, and what incredible results we got with that. Go and check that one out, you won't believe that one. But this week we're going to do things a little bit different, because I was saying to James is quite a heavy practicer, and quite often you sort of practice a lot of full swing, and you know, I think subscribers would agree, James, you can hit a good ball. There's no doubt about that. But I want to see how much we can improve your score by putting an experienced golfer's game inside sort of 50 yards.
Yeah.
So you're going to play basically tee to green.
Okay.
I want you to try and use some of the course management that we sort of talked about last week. But then obviously I'll play inside 50 yards, because I think that'll demonstrate to the guys at home, if they are mid-handicap golfers or high-handicap golfers, how much you can actually improve inside, or improve your score if you just work inside 50 yards. Some of the subscribers have commented in the first few weeks of our videos that they feel like you can improve your putting.
Yeah, definitely.
And your club selection around the green. Not necessarily your shots, you can hit a good shot, but sometimes you're not picking the right shot or you're not visualising it right. So we're going to be an interesting one, this. I mean, you're usually playing like bogey golf, so you generally play to 18. So we're going to start off with 5 shots and see how far we can get.
Okay.
We did this last week and it was pitch black when we came off.
How long we got?
With my course management. So what's it going to be like today? We just don't know how many holes we're going to get in. I suppose it depends how well you do sort of tee to green, and then I obviously must play like a pro around the green to get some results. But yeah, let's start. So 132 yards, par 3. What are you hitting, James?
I've got a wedge, but I'm feeling a bit of breeze.
Right, okay. I'm not going to say anything today. Obviously, you're playing your game and I'll play inside 50 yards.
Right, let's put this on there, give you a chance. It's gone a bit high, that one.
Well, it's a good miss it, sorry. It's not a bad miss at all. Let's see if we can scramble a par. Club selection wise, you know, I know a lot of handicappers here might sort of naturally pick out, you know, probably like a 56 or a 60. We aren't even giving it any thought and not realising why they're doing that. So I try and choose the kind of lowest loft I can and allow the ball to roll as much as it can. So I should be able to land this now, probably about, I don't know, 10 feet on the green. I've just hit that a little bit left of where I wanted, but pretty much pin high.
Got a chance?
Got a chance.
Mopping up my rubbishness.
So one of the things James is really good at now is lining up his golf ball, which we both found helps. So we're lining it up. What I like to try to do is pick a spot halfway to get the ball rolling over.
Do you want it in or out, mate?
Joe, I'm going to have it out, please.
Yeah. Oh, unlucky.
Not
Tap
quite. So we're one over.
There's one gone.
But that was the process of what I'd be sort of trying to go through inside 50. Lovely strike. Fantastic.
Come on, turn.
It's a good connection. Now, it's not come back very much. And obviously, I told you tonight I weren't going to intervene with course management. But I wanted to tell you how strong that wind were off right tonight. And I didn't think it were going to move too much. So, you know, that's just things to consider, is wind very much off tee.
There's so much, isn't there? And I mean, I guess if you start getting into these processes, it becomes a bit like driving or riding a bike, does it?
Yeah, definitely. I think one of the things I always try to consider is obviously like wind, whether it's into, down, direction, left to right, and that's going to change your obviously, even putting, it can even change your putting sometimes. We've just finished it rough. Do you know what they call that, James?
Yeah, so obviously being a Yorkshire boy, I used to live on top of the old Orgreave pit, the National Union of Miners. Arthur Scargill was the leader, and if you don't know it, I think he was 85. He had a massive what do they call it? Massive protest at the coal mines. So big strike, and that's a good strike, result. Poor result. The Arthur Scargill.
How far you got?
Right, mate, so I've got 153 to the front.
Now you can tell how strong wind is with that flag, and obviously there's like a bird behind green for crows.
So which way is that going?
Crows, it's very strong right to left.
Right, so I've got to aim at that bunker.
Well, I think your fade's not going to take so much effect. I think if you aim somewhere at the flag,
yeah,
you know, and you fade it, it's going to hold up against wind, isn't it? It's not going to move too much. So I don't know how much you fade your shorter irons, but just bear that in mind. It's
might feel nice to hit one straight. Right, so I've gone 8. I think it might jump a little bit. So.
Oh, that is monstered. I think that could be too long. Oh, James! And what ball flight was that? Arrow straight. That wind is really strong today. But that was a pearler, and I thought you did too much.
I did. I was doubting set off too much.
Great shot.
Cheers, mate.
Where's this weather come from?
Perks of being a Yorkshireman, this one.
It's not good, is it? So, look, you know, I'm considering wind here. It's that strong. I'm having to consider wind. It's very much off left-hand side, downhill. I'm going to leap flag in. And this is one I'm not going to attack too much. I think if I can get sort of 2 putts here and we move on with a par, it's a great par. So you've got to know when to attack, when to have a good roll, and when to sort of just guarantee your 2 putts really. It's on its way down. It might go in. It might go in.
Oh! Great effort, sir.
But I was more conscious about dead weight there, because it's so easy to get a bit excited and free put them ones. And for you, you'd get a shot here, wouldn't you? So I bet that'd be a net birdie.
Yeah, I'd take one. I think it's stroke index 2, that one, isn't it? So
yeah, first experience playing golf with glasses and rain. This could be tricky. So 276, a slicer's paradise, this one.
That's the one.
You love this all, don't you?
I do.
So it's a bit into wind today. Well, yeah, it's right into teeth, so
plenty of room, right. Let's put a good strike on it.
Lovely. You will love this hole. It's perfect for you.
That could be good.
It's not lined particularly well, is it? It was another good strike, but we've just found a bad lie. It's going to be sort of 80-90% of carry. I'm not going to go directly for the flag because there's barely any green to work with. I'm going to go more middle at green here, take the medicine, and let's try and get a 4. So, because I've practiced swing lengths, I know I've got to get mine back up to my shoulder with a 56, no further than that, and then commit. So that should be enough to get up. So
yeah.
It's nothing pretty, but it's on the green, and I didn't take the bunker on too much, you know, I just went for a safe line, and let's try and get out of here with a par. So you might be thinking, well, that's nothing pretty, guys, but it doesn't have to be pretty. You know, I think a lot of James's sort of shots, when I've watched you play, James, I've been dropped sort of inside 50 yards.
Yeah.
And I think where a low handicap golfer is probably a little bit better is that they know how far the ball's going to come out, you know, by doing different swing lengths.
Okay.
And that's where I'd like to sort of get you practicing a lot more, is knowing your distances better. We've got that wind off left-hand side again, so it's very, very strong. I'm even having to account for that. I've picked a little sort of dark patch where I'm going to try and aim towards, and again, just try and get the weight dead. If it goes in, it goes in, but I'm not focusing on like a line. Sometimes you can put 2 ways. You can play dead weight and play the break, or you can play aggressive and go more direct where it's going to go 2-3 feet past.
Yeah.
I like to play the line on these, play for dead weight and let it just take the break. Die. I bet you're wondering what I'm marking my ball with. Well, there's no rule in golf that says you have to have a ball marker to mark your ball.
Yeah, well,
So we're still 2 over. No, we're 1 over.
1 over, yeah.
1 over. We've got 160 yards, par 3. Wind is massively off left-hand side, and you've got a fade. Wow, I don't know where your start line is going to be here, James. This could be interesting.
I'm going to pick maybe that tower.
Hopefully I'm not playing off greenkeeper's sheds. So James has got 7 iron. He's going to try to sort of punch one. He said he's going to close the face in a little bit as well, so he's going to get that club face really close just to sort of help against the wind. Now that is a shot, look at that. That's fantastic. Excellent. And the fact that it's gone to the back of green don't matter.
Yeah.
It don't matter. You could have easily hit your pitching wedge there and ballooned it up into wind and out of bounds, but you've turned club facing and you've done what you had to do to keep it relatively, straight. So well, that's a great shot.
I think anything in that wind, if you're on the green, I'm taking it.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Right, it's rolling, mate.
So quick question, James. When you've got this sort of putt, are you thinking of holing it? Are you thinking of lagging it?
I mean, from this distance, I'm happy with. I've heard about the dustbin lid.
Yeah,
principle.
2 putts. So I think you're thinking a lot along the right terms there. You're not being too aggressive, because this is be a very good 2 putt in itself. So you've got to get the lag weight. So I'm going to line up. Wind's off right a little bit here, so that's going to take a little bit of effect as well. It's going to be a tough 2 putts, but you know that leaf that's just, there's 2 leaves right at the flag?
Okay.
I'm going to aim at the left-hand leaf, and hopefully it just dies in to the hole a little bit. So I picked something halfway as well that's on line with that, which is a bit easier for me to line up to. I had to change them because I weren't lined up with ball. I know the ball's lined up right. Come on, roll out, roll out. I don't think I committed to my line enough, did I?
It was a good putt.
I thought you were going to say it weren't recorded then.
Clean her up.
I could quite confidently say this, James.
Yeah.
And it's not to criticise you, but we've had 2 long putts there on last 2 holes. I don't think you'd have 2-putted both of them.
No, I don't think. I'm being honest with myself.
Yeah,
I wouldn't have.
and that's not me being critical. I just think that's where you can start to save some shots. You're not always like close to pin like a low handicapper or a low mid handicapper. So you do leave a lot of long putts for yourself. That's where you've got to get wise. Spending more time on putting green would probably be more useful to you.
100%, mate. And I think being critical of your own game, I don't think it is a bad thing.
No.
You've got to be critical to make improvements.
I think what we'll start doing is measuring or scoring or recording your amount of putts you're having, in your round.
Yeah.
And then that'll get you behind it a bit more then. You should be probably having 32, 31 putts in a round really.
What does that average out as per hole?
Well, I think you're going to be getting, people might say that's very low, Gaz, but I think in your game, you don't always hit every green in regulation, so you're going to be chipping onto green a few times and getting inside inside sort of 6 feet where you should be all in putts. But I'd imagine if we looked at your putting, you'll be making more like 38, 39 putts.
Right,
that's something we need to have a look at.
Yeah.
So wind's just pretty much straight in, I think, isn't it?
Well, straight at us.
Yeah, straight at us.
I mean, if I could hit one like I did last time.
Yeah.
Make life a bit easier.
So we're 1 over. What are we now? 3 holes in? 4 holes in?
4 holes, yeah.
4 holes in?
Yeah.
And we've got another 4 strokes left.
I think it's just highlighting to me short game practice is the
Well,
one.
I think short game and course management's definitely just improving your score, isn't it?
Yeah, big time, mate.
Definitely. I'm looking forward to seeing you actually play now on your own. And I'm sure subscribers will be wanting to tune in and watch, you know, we are my help inside 50 yards and we are my course management help to see if, you know, obviously the difference really. But it is going to take a bit of work.
Yeah, got to put the yards in, haven't you?
Yeah.
Fuck off.
Ooh, have a look.
It's gone. I just didn't commit to that.
Reload, I think we're dead down there.
Ah!
Yeah, it's not looking very good, is it, down there? What, we're going to declare that one lost?
I think so. That's irritated me.
You know, that's just sort of mid-handicap golf. It's
I think I tried ripping that, so...
It's a bit quick to me, but...
Right then, let's put this one in play.
Lovely shot. That's monstered.
It needs to sit, I think.
It should be all right in that wind. Yeah, brilliant. Fantastic.
Good then, provisional balls.
Just see it there on the fairway. Yeah, so it's into teeth. What's your watch saying?
So we've got 152 to the middle, to the front.
What's at back?
175.
That's the sort of distance I'd be playing because it's into teeth. You can't feel it here so much because we're sheltered by these trees.
Yeah.
But with your ball flight, you're going to go above the canopy here. Hitting a 7 or an 8 or whatever you're thinking, or hitting a 6. Don't listen to what I'm saying there.
I'm going to go 8.
Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah.
175?
Well, it goes between about 165, 170 my 8.
Right,
if I not one.
All right.
So I'm knowing this hole, I think it's better being short than it is long.
All right, yeah.
Do
you think you could hit an 8 iron 175 fruit back at green into wind? Is there any chance of that?
No.
Could you hit a 7 175 fruit back into wind?
Possibly.
Possibly. Right, well this is the right club then. Yeah.
Okay, so that is that way. Let's put one on the green and give us a chance for...
That's a monster strike.
Catch a piece.
Oh, that's so unlucky.
That is savage.
Oh dear. Yeah, it's bang on for distance, so let's have a little look.
Yeah.
To carry at least 70% and then it's not going to stop so quick either, so
you got some green to work with.
I'm thinking 56, I think, with a little open face.
Get it up there.
Because I want to get the energy to get up there, yeah, I don't want to leave it sort of short. So again, I've worked on swing length, so I know that club's got to get up to my shoulder to be able to get that ball up there. If I went back to here, it won't get enough height. So it's got to be more of a pitch swing. It's going to leave me a putt. It's not perfect.
Yeah.
But again, it were controlled. We're sort of pin high, aren't we?
Oh, that's a great shot.
And really, I need to hold this because this would be for a point, wouldn't it, if we were playing a Stableford?
Yeah. I bet you're not in the realms of this very often, looking at triples. Yeah, well in.
So 153 yards, par 3. We're 4 over.
Yeah.
No, I keep getting this wrong, don't I? We're 3 over.
Three
we've
over,
got 2 shots left.
Yes.
Wind, it's got to be down.
Coming this way, I think.
Yeah. So what are you thinking?
We've got 160 to the back, so we'll put a nice 9 iron fade into the middle of the green.
Could a good 9 iron 160 go through the green?
No, I don't think so.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Right, okay, I'll let you off. Because pins at back, what we don't want to do is miss long here. And I know James...
I've said it now, Anna.
Hits a good shot. I think a good shot, I'm sorry mate, but I think you're touching you're touching back at, you're touching danger with this. If I were clubbing you, I'd say 9-iron.
I've got 9.
Sorry, wedge.
Wedge.
Because you hit the wedge about 150.
Wedge then.
It's downwind. It's going to be flying high. And I'm happy if you're on, what's front at green?
130.
So you can hit a wedge 130, can't you?
Yeah, I think
I'm
so.
happy if you put me on front at green, or if you put me on middle at green, I'm happy. I just don't want to be through.
Yeah. Okay. I'll try my best.
I'm very happy with you. I'm very happy. And don't be saying if I hit a 9-iron, I would have been there. Because you potentially could have, but you potentially could have been 10 yards through as well.
Yeah, at least you got a putter in your hand and not a wedge.
Yeah. So we're 3 over with a lost ball after like 6 holes, potentially, yeah?
Yeah.
So that means you're playing single figure handicap golf with a lost ball. You're playing to 9 at the minute, aren't you, if you times that by 3? And we've had a lost ball. And that's just me playing inside 50 yards. So I think that's pretty scary, really.
Well, it just shows that the short game is king.
And what you could achieve, you know what I mean? One thing I've not been so good at myself tonight,
yeah,
and obviously, you know, I'm only human as well. I can make mistakes. Is my weight's not been great. I feel like I've been a bit tentative. But because I'm going to hit this firm and commit to it, I don't need to aim outside the hole, so nothing can really go wrong as long as that's lined up correctly. And I'm making sure that this is not going to miss short. It has to go in.
Yeah, well done. They have me sweating them putts.
I know, I'm sorry. I should have been doing a better job than that, but main thing is we got the 2. So in politer words, James has just said that this all messes him up.
Yes, nemesis.
That's politer than he did say every time he plays. So we're going to change the process on it. Rather than just doing what you normally do, what would you sort of do? So it's par 5, isn't it? We've got some rubbish on left-hand side. You know, once it lands, it all bounces right. So what's the majority of your bad shots doing?
So I think instinctively, I think par 5, I've got to hit a driver.
Yeah.
But everything that lands here kicks violently right, and it's just no.
Yeah.
I mean, I play it left to right, which just exacerbates it. So maybe change it up and put a 4, 5.
Well, I think you'll strike a fantastic iron, James. I really do.
Okay.
And I think if you were to turn the facing on a 5-iron, so close the face a little bit, hood it in, and hit just a normal good 5-iron, you could get it up there 200 yards in play. I'm saying turn facing because it does bounce right.
Yeah.
And we want to make sure that obviously you don't sort of block the ball. We want it to be landing on that left half. You're not going to run out of fairway because it's about 220 to get up to long grass.
Okay.
I think just change your approach.
It's 5-iron, yeah?
Yeah, it actually says that on your top as well to remind you.
Very good.
That's great because that's a miss it. It's not your best shot at all. It's only just reached the fairway.
Just.
But that shows that you can even get a bad shot in play off tee.
Yeah.
If you pick the right club.
Which very often with driver, I've block it out right and I can put 2 over there.
So let's see if we can make a par even off a bad iron shot.
Yeah.
I think we can. Ball is sat lovely. So.
What's the line?
Well, I think you need to go over at corner, so somewhere around about here. So you need to be able to hit it 150 yards carry, I think.
So
at least. So
nice, comfortable 8-iron maybe.
Yeah, eight, something like that. I think that's going to be landing soft as well, so it's going to stay in fairway.
Right.
And you know, it's not a disaster if you make a 6 at all. We're going to try and get a 5 here.
Yeah, well, we've got the shot, haven't we? It is a short par 5.
A 6 with a shot would be 2 points, but let's try and rescue the par if we can.
So this is below my feet. After what you said, it's what we're going to want.
It is, yeah.
Right.
So yeah, factor that in a little bit with your aim. Lovely. That's fantastic.
Yeah, that'll be good.
That's
that one.
absolutely incredible. Great strike.
Thanks, mate.
It's going to be a longish shot in, but after 2 shots, I think if you put yourself in that position every week, you do a lot better than normal.
Yeah.
Where you are in 2. So we've passed the 150, so you must have like, what, 110, something like that, 115?
Yeah, I've got 120 to the middle. It's downhill a bit.
Downhill. What's the front of the green? Because everything bounces forward.
110.
Right, okay, so I'll be really thinking about that. And obviously thinking about your landing area as well. There's a bunker short right at green. Wind's sort of down a little bit.
52 I like.
Yeah.
Sound good?
Is that going to go past 115? Because it's got to land short here, hasn't it? It's got to be landing 100 really.
Yeah, I can't muscle a 56 there, so
Right.
52, nice and controlled hopefully.
Oh, it's not your best. Get over. It's
I've done that twice.
unlucky.
Over to you.
6 and 52.
Options.
And that were opposite of an half escargot.
I don't know how that's finished there. I'm just happy that there's long grass, I guess. How's it lying?
It's not bad actually. It's not bad, but I think I'm going to go 56 because I've got to carry it around about halfway. I think we were just saying, obviously, we've done inside 50 yards today, but having obviously played, there's been a couple of shots maybe around about the 100-yard mark that you've not hit so well, has there? So
yeah,
we could probably...
That's fortuitous, that.
Stop. A little bit too much. Oops. We've got it.
Oh, unlucky.
Oh, well, it's a bogey and it's a 2 points.
I think after my 2 shots we didn't deserve a par there.
Well, it's like if you can make sure that your worst is a bogey, or you get through this all year bogey. Do you think you blob this a lot?
Yeah, a hell of a lot.
It's 2 points extra, isn't it?
364 yard par 4.
Well, we've got 1 shot left, James. So, and we don't often get onto back 9, do we, at Huddersfield when we do our vlogs?
No.
So probably subscribers never been this far. What are you thinking of hitting?
I think we've got 1 shot left. Let's be aggressive.
I knew that would come in. It don't matter how far rough at bunkers are, let's just have a go.
Yeah.
I mean, what is the distance of them bunkers on right and left?
So,
because the right approach here,
260.
260. The right approach here, I mean, obviously you've got to be able to hit a good fairwood or a good rescue. If you've got a good shot with one of them in bag, that would be the right approach to make sure whatever shot you don't go in them. Obviously, wrong approach would be driver because it brings them into play. It brings the, obviously with a slice, it brings that rough ground into play a bit more right as well.
Definitely.
But we know the right approach, but I'll let you decide which approach you want to go for. do you hit a good hybrid or a fairway?
No, they're my 2 weakest clubs in the bag. Well,
so then you've got to play to your strengths. Then what's your iron you're strongest with, like longish iron?
4 or 5. Probably.
4 or 5. So you've got to decide between 4 or 5 or driver today.
For entertainment purposes, I'm going to go driver.
Right. Fantastic. That's tremendous. He's passed all the bunkers. He's accounted enough that he's not run out of fairway on right hand side. That's amazing.
Happy days.
Well done, it came off.
I'm happy with that one.
How far you got?
I've got 90 to the middle of the green. The pin's at the front, 75 or so.
So 75 into a win. What club you got?
Well, I carry my 56, probably 90, 95.
Yeah.
So I feel like a nice, comfortable swing with that and should be.
Yeah, that should carry sort of 75, shouldn't it? Even into a breeze, I'd imagine.
If I can get a wedge airborne today.
Very dull and dark here today, and it is midday, but not looking so good weather. Good strike, James. Good strike.
Oh, could be going 1 under here if you get a good putt.
we could be going back out first.
Hey,
There is no chance I'm going to deny James for having to go at his own birdie, so we're both going to have a go, James. You're going to see if you can make your birdie on your own.
I just thought you were wanting to finish up early because you've seen my putter.
No, I can't do that to you. After them 2 shots, it would be rude.
Oh.
What were it about there?
Yeah, you can see where the tee was.
I'm going to go left half me. And a little bit firmer.
That's give you a good read.
It has. I thought probably left half, but it did just die a bit, didn't it, on weight? I think if it had been firm, it might have held him in middle, but I'm not saying I'm going to hold this, but I've just gone left half and I'm going to be firm.
That's how you do it. Great putt.
Well done.
Good 3.
I don't know whether we should finish on that.
Yeah.
I think we've demonstrated tonight, or I think some of these videos, James, are not just about obviously producing a video for subscribers, but it's a learning curve for us about your game.
Mm-hmm.
And it's definitely screaming out to me now, like, we do need to work on your full game, but we don't need to spend all this time working on your full game.
Yeah.
I think if we're going to go through the process of having some lessons, and I'm sure you guys would be interested in following this journey, we've got to break it down in sort of inside 50 yards. We've got to break it down to 100 yards and then continue developing your swing as well.
Yeah.
Because I think James has got a fade like a lot of golfers, but you can play with it. It's not like you can't play with it. Your bad shots today, I mean, that drive, you kind of topped it. I think you just got very aggressive and quick with that.
Yeah, I did.
It was a complete miss it. But I don't feel like the slice has caused you a problem. You've just
now I'm
played
factoring
with
it in, yeah.
You're factoring it in. I don't think that's causing you to drop shots too much. I just think, it's quite evident, obviously, with me inside 50 yards, we've saved probably a few shots you would have dropped.
Like a right-handed Bubba Watson, or is that a bit of a stretch?
Guys, I hope you've enjoyed watching that video. Go and check James out on Instagram. He's creating some great content. And obviously, I think we're going to start the journey now, obviously, sort of some coaching.
Yeah.
And obviously get me, I'm not going to be playing your game anymore. I think we've just used that as a bit of a way to demonstrate to you guys how much you could improve as well if you were playing inside 50 yards, a bit more like a lower handicap golfer. But let's take this, what we've learned today and over the last few weeks, into sort of starting to do some coaching. Full swing, but a lot inside 50 yards and 100 yards as well.
Yep, sounds good to me,
All
mate.
right.
Thank you very much.
The journey is starting. The road to single figures.